In the eyes of many Americans, the Electoral College is like a vermiform appendix, a useless organ that can cause trouble on occasion. The Electoral College, as outlined by the Constitution, is a system that no longer serves the people of this nation by skewing the results of the popular vote. This speech is credible by using research through peer-reviewed scholarly articles from the MTSU library database. Today, we will discuss the problem with the Electoral College system, the cause of why it no longer works for us, and the solution to ending the perpetrated two-party system. Though our Constitution has outlined the pursuit of happiness within America, times have changed, and so should entities like the Electoral College. Today, we will see the problem that the Electoral College is not effective in allowing the popular vote to elect the President of the United States. Lawrence Lee Longley discusses in The Electoral College, a Fatally Flawed Institution, how the Electoral College is not a neutral and fair counting device in tallying popular cast votes for president in the forms of an electoral vote. In the current system, the popular vote decides which elector from each state will allow to cast their vote towards the elected president. This means that if the Democrats win, then the electors for the Democrat Party will be able to cast their vote for that state. The Electoral College perpetuates the ideals of a two-party system. George Edwards describes in Preserving the Party System that a single round of a direct election would fragment the party system, and the Electoral College is essential for maintaining the two-party system. Citizens have been pushed into the fallacy that their ideals must align within one of two parties, because of the system that builds on the ideas that two parties will fit everyone's ideals. Though the Electoral College has been an integral part of American history and election process, its structure no longer serves as a fair way to elect the President of the United States. This problem is because the Electoral College was not designed for rapid growth that this country has experienced in some of our most populated areas. Though in America we have the right to vote, our votes are not the deciding factors in this democracy. And how today's Electoral College works, Lawrence Longley writes that each state's representation in the Electoral College is equal to the state's representation in Congress. James Wilson discusses in Unequal Voting, the U.S. Senate and Electoral College, that the apparent malproportion is equivalent to granting citizens of Wyoming about 74 votes compared to 1 for Californians when it comes to Senate elections. Lawrence Longley also describes how a state's congressional appointment and its electoral votes tend to lag behind actual population shifts. This is because the census of the population is done every 10 years, while elections for presidency are held every 4 years. With the 2020 census upon us and a major election that has just happened, electoral appointments will not match up with the current population until 2024 for the election. Though change can be scary and unknown, it is time for America to look deeper into the systems that are in place to truly allow the individuals of this nation to be heard. Now we understand some of the reasons the Electoral College no longer works. It is time to end the antiquated ways of the Electoral College. One way to reform the Electoral College would be to allow district voting. Currently, only Maine and Nebraska utilize the district voting method within the Electoral College. Dewey Clayton mentions in The Black Scholar that the district system is seen as an alternative to direct elections because it removes the distortions of the winner-take-all system, and that this alternative could easily be implemented without constitutional amendments. Another way in which we could alter the election process to showcase the voice of the people would be proportional representation. This would be that the popular vote would be proportional to the electoral votes instead of the winner-take-all system that is currently in use. Though Dewey Clayton mentions how one consequence is that major political parties would see this as a direct threat. Though, when talking about true democracy, the feelings of our political parties should not overthrow the feelings of the American citizen, as they are entities to work and speak for us. Today, we have seen the problem of how the Electoral College decides electors, the issues we experience with the Electoral College, and some of the ways in which we can amend the voting process for more of the population to be heard rather than a winner-take-all approach we have today. The current way the Electoral College has been running allows for less populated areas to overcome most votes in urban populated areas, allowing for a feigned ideal of a conservative majority. The Electoral College as we know it, perpetuating the two-party system, is no longer working for the people. We the citizens have forgotten that politicians work for us. The system works for us. Revolution is coming, and the time for change is now.